It's Earthcastle. Today I'm going to discuss why Ultrakill has some great atmosphere and maps. Ultrakill is a fast-paced, retro first-person shooter where you are a robot called V1 going through hell, killing anything in sight. The first level of the game has some of the best title reveals I've ever seen. After picking up the revolver, you move through the first layer, Prelude. Every single layer has its own feeling. Prelude feels hardcore, heavy, and hot with its bare metal walls, orange lighting, and rock music. Skipping forwards a bit, you enter the final level of Prelude, Cerberus. As you make your way past the lava, the tension rises with the loud drilling noises of machinery following you every step. You enter through the boss door, and then silence. The statues you had seen everywhere that looked so harmless and inanimate before start crumbling out of their stone pedestals and fight you. These tall rock monsters look so intimidating to you, but you eventually beat them. Now onto Limbo. Limbo feels like a breath of fresh air from Prelude. You step out into the nice open outside and hear the beautiful sound of water flowing. And then you start to realize something isn't right. The beautiful outside beyond your vision is just a wall, simulating being outside. You're basically in the Truman Show. As you go further, you encounter more and more enemies, getting harder and harder to fight them. Then there's this part, to be honest, I have no idea why this part is on fire. Pretty sure it has something to do with the street cleaners, but I have no idea. Anyway, once you've gone past all that, it becomes quite nice again. The beautiful fake night sky with all the tiny stars and Claire de Lune playing in the background, until you make your way into the boss arena. V2 is you, but just you, but red, I guess. Think about how the game makes you feel, like a killing machine. But to equalize the power, you have some pretty low health. Now the game gets you, the killing machine, and puts you up against another you, the killing machine, with way more health than you. Luckily, you beat it and take it down. Moving on to Lust. Lust is a weird layer. It's purple, I guess, but doesn't really have any sort of theme. But seeing King Minos is really cool. It's just a horrifying giant looking over a city with glaring eyes. I don't have much to say about Lust since it's mostly just fighting enemies and doesn't have much of an atmosphere, so I'm just gonna skip. Seeing that giant below your feet was scary. Seeing him up close and personal is even worse. His giant eyes are always staring at you no matter where you go, and his giant head makes you feel so small and weak in comparison. But yet, you are the player, so... Coming up, Gluttony. Gluttony starts off with you inside the corpse of King Minos. It feels so gross. The slimy noise of the doors opening and how the walls, ceiling and floor are moving. And then there's the soundtrack. It starts off all deep and grungy, then it opens up once you reach better looking areas. Glory is one of my favourite Ultrakill songs, and it's in this layer. Anyway, skipping forward to the Gabriel boss fight. The piano in the back makes him sound a lot more intimidating. I've P-ranked him so much that he just kind of sounds a bit stupid to me now. I can't even make him sound cool anymore. His appearance is pretty cool, but once you play a lot, it gets a bit annoying. After beating him, you go down to the next layer, Greed. Greed is such a good layer. When I think of greed, this is exactly what I would imagine. The Egyptians were quite well known for using gold as a sign of status or currency, and this layer is exactly centered around that. The mechanic of having the sand so hot that it instantly burns you to a crisp is something I've never seen in any other game before. And it's super realistic, especially a few weeks ago in the UK. The Egyptian architecture makes the map look so good, and fighting enemies in it with the soundtrack booming in the background makes you feel like an Egyptian god almost. Until you bring down the Sisyphean insurrectionist. The pure size of this enemy is almost unmatched to any other, and the horrifying groans it makes is so loud and almost signify the danger of it. But then, not so soon after beating it, we run into him again. B2. After his last encounter with you, he studied how you kill enemies and found more of your weapons. Now he's back to kill you. His movement was greatly increased and his skill set is almost as high as yours now. I've been editing for so long. What time is it? Wow. Alright, I'm gonna end it here. Part 2 should be coming really soon. I just couldn't be bothered to finish this video. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it and see ya.